Good evening, everyone, and wishing you all a wonderful woman's life. It's not just one day, every day is your day. So I wish you a wonderful life as a woman. Welcome to all of you here, those whom I know, those whom I don't know. Welcome to those who are attending in person, and welcome to those who are going to be attending through the recording. I'm truly very, very happy to have you here joining me in creating the collective energy of the goddess. I am thrilled to have in our midst today so many teachers who are concerned about their personal growth and evolution, who would like to be the best possible versions of themselves so they can enrich and enhance their students. I bow to you and I welcome you. So today's subject is celebrating the goddess that we are. And that is the important concept here. The goddess that we already are the goddess. We just don't know it. We get so trapped in our daily lives that we forget that seated within us is this strong divine core of the goddess energy. The feminine principle and the masculine principle exists within every single human being, whether man or woman. You already know that. You know that just because you're a woman, it doesn't mean that you don't have the masculine energy within you. You know you have it because you can take action, you can execute upon your decisions, you can make sense of things, you can analyze, you can reason out. All these are attributes of the masculine energy. And you know, of course, that you have the feminine energy within you, because if that were not true, you wouldn't be able to nurture, you wouldn't be able to be compassionate, you wouldn't be able to empathize with others, to love others, to be creative, to have fun, to be joyous. All these are the attributes of the feminine energy. So you can understand very clearly from this that whether man or woman, the feminine and the masculine, is present in every single human being. In fact, some of you may be surprised to hear what I'm just about to say. Just because you are a woman, it does not mean that your feminine energy quotient is higher than your masculine energy quotient. And just because someone is a man, it certainly does not mean that that man's masculine energy quotient is higher than his feminine energy quotient. Our sexuality, our gender, has absolutely no role to play in the divine quotient, in this divine equation between the masculine and the feminine. We see men who are highly creative, for example, musicians, artists, writers, We see men who are very, very compassionate nurses, very compassionate caregivers, doctors. We see women who are at the head of industry, who can be more hard headed than the most hard headed man, who are focused and dedicated to business and to law, to science and to research, to accounting, to economics, to commerce. These are examples to show you that you can be a woman with a higher quotient of masculine energy, and you can be a man with a higher quotient of feminine energy. And it does not have anything to do with you being womanly or with that man being manly. It's important to understand that when we talk of the masculine and the feminine principles, we are talking about a divine energy. We are not talking about our gender. So it would be absolutely erroneous on your part to call a man who has a high feminine quotient as effeminate. He would not be effeminate. He may be as masculine to look at as they come. But the high level of inner nurturance, of care, of sympathy, of love, of passion, of desire shows that his feminine quotient is higher than the masculine quotient. But none of us would be able to live in this world if we did not have a part of both these energies. It is very, very important for us to have this masculine and feminine within us. And in our schools and in our educational institutions, this is an important aspect to keep in mind. Why is it that in schools, in colleges, in educational institutions, we pay attention to art and music and drama, but we also pay attention to mathematics and science? This is in recognition of the fact that every child is this beautiful meld of the masculine and the feminine. And as adults, as mothers, as fathers, as children, as teachers rather, it is our duty to ensure that our children get an opportunity, an equal opportunity to express their masculine energy and to express their feminine energy. We must allow girls and boys to play with toys that are, let us say, dolls and train engines. A doll is not something that only a girl can play with. Let your sons play with dolls. It will help them to touch their nurturing aspect. It will help them to express their emotions, which men are conditioned not to express. Let your girls play with cars and train engines and soldiers and aeroplanes. The conditioned response of a woman to anything that is mechanical is, oh, I can't understand that. And that is not true. As women, you are very, very intelligent. Of course, you can understand something that is mechanical. It is just that as women, we've been conditioned. We have conditioned our daughters, and we were conditioned by our parents and by our teachers that the mechanical can only be for the boys. When you and I are so much evolved, we have evolved so much more than our ancestors, than our parents, our grandparents. We have to stop conditioning the modern day child with these very limited concepts of dolls are for girls and train engines are for boys. In our schools, in our homes, let us make all kinds of toys available to all children. It will be wonderful for you to see as an adult what the child very naturally gravitates to. And when you see a child, whether girl or boy, it's immaterial, gravitate to crayons, to paints, let us say, to something creative, to craft, you know that here is a child whose natural feminine principle is very strong. And as an adult, you can encourage that, you can develop that for the child. If the child very naturally gravitates towards something like building blocks or mechanical toys, you know that the child, again, girl or boy, is immaterial. You know that the child has a higher quotient of the masculine force. And as an adult, whether you're a parent or you're a teacher, as an adult, it becomes our duty to support that child to develop their natural feminine or masculine force. So let's turn our attention to this word goddess. Whether we are looking at the Indian culture, from which most of us are, or we are looking at the Western culture, we are looking at, let us say, South America, we are looking at Europe, every culture has a preponderance of goddesses. We may call them by different names. We call the goddess Lakshmi as Lakshmi in our Indian culture. Lakshmi is called Kuan, where in Japan, in China, in Singapore. So you see, names are not important. The goddess energy is important. What happens though is that very often we get caught in the image that we have received. The image of Lakshmi, the image of Saraswati, the image of Mother Mary, the image of Kuan. These images have come to us only as imaginations from the artists and the sculptors of yesteryears. These artists and sculptors were inspired by their higher selves. They were inspired by the divine energies. And they represented the divine energies in a way, through a picture or through a statue, that you and I could understand. They never meant the picture to become more important than the energy. They never meant for the bronze statue to become more important than the divine force. But today it has become about that. On our altars, we place their murtis, we place their pictures, and we begin to believe that that picture, that murti is the goddess. The murti of Ganesha or the murti of Lakshmi or the murti of Krishna, that is not what we worship. What we worship is the energy force of Ganesha, the power of Lakshmi, the joy and the music of Krishna. So we have to also teach our children this, that these pictures, these statues are representative of the energy. They only make it easy for you and I to look at that picture and understand and connect to the energy. So today we are going to discuss four goddesses from our Indian culture. But we are going to understand the energy of this goddess. We are going to understand why the artists of yesteryears presented the goddesses to us in a certain way, sitting on a certain vehicle, wearing a certain color. Why? Why did they choose red and gold for Lakshmi? Why didn't they choose, let us say, green? Why did they choose white for Saraswati? Why did they not choose pink? There is a reason behind that. The next time you look at these pictures, now look at them with greater insight, with greater depth. But it is not important to only worship, recognize, and acknowledge these powerful divine powers. What we have to do is to try and emulate these powers. We have to imbibe these traits, these attributes within ourselves. We have to live these attributes. Because if we do not imbibe them, if we do not live them, we are not going to be able to pass on to our children the purity of the divine essence of the goddess. By no means ever understand or teach someone, whether it is another adult or a child, that the feminine is more important than the masculine, or the masculine is more important than the feminine. These are not opposing forces. There is no conflict between these divine forces. In fact, these divine powers are complementary to each other. Shakti, the mother goddess, the eternal cosmic goddess, she can imagine, and out of her imagination comes creation. But for this creation to become a reality which you and I can enjoy, for this cosmic creation to become matter, to become substance, to become form, Shakti needs Shiva. Without Shiva, this cosmic creation would remain but a potential. It would not become reality. It is the energy of Shiva that takes this cosmic creation of Shakti and makes it into a reality that you and I can see, touch, feel, enjoy. So the two, the goddess energy and the god energy, are both vital in our world. It is sad, it is very, very, very sad that in our human world, it has come down to men versus women. When I was a teacher in school, and I was a teacher for 32 years and more, sometimes teachers would give as debate subjects, men are more powerful than women, or women are more important than men. And I would always feel this is the worst kind of indoctrination that we give our children. We must never allow our children to believe that a boy is more important than a girl, or that a girl is more important than a boy. We must make this mind shift. Our parents may or may not have been able to make this mind shift. Our grandparents may not have been able to make this mind shift. But it is time for you and I to do this. And today, on International Women's Day, let us show the world that as women, we respect ourselves, but we also respect the opposite sex. We understand that without the man, the woman is incomplete. Without the woman, the man is incomplete. And this is not about a relationship. It is not about a marriage. It is about the social framework that we live in. Our society needs men and women. It is only when we live together as a harmonious whole that society can flourish. Wherever you see this conflict between man and woman, make it your divine duty to educate and to eradicate these differences. Because the goddess energies are urging you that the time has come now when the goddess and the god must flourish together, hand in hand, without any conflict. When there is an inner conflict between our inner goddess and our inner god, this conflict appears in the world outside. So let us understand how these conflicts take place within us. And to start with that, let us start with the first goddess that we are going to discuss today, and that is the goddess Laxmi. Remember again, before I go any further, Laxmi is a force. She is not a form. She is not a picture. She is not a statue. She is not a murti. Laxmi is a force. She is the divine goddess force. And her highest feminine principle, her highest goddess principle is that of cosmic abundance. Laxmi brings to us the universal truth that there is a plethora of gifts and treasures for you in this universe. You have the right to claim anything and everything that you desire. Don't allow your ambitions to be small. Don't hesitate to dream big. Because if you hesitate to dream big, you will force your children to think small. This universe is a gift to every single human being. And the highest principle of Laxmi tells us, make your reality as rich, as abundant, as prosperous, as joyous as you wish. This is what is so important. The artists of yesteryears have painted Laxmi in red and gold. Why? Why these colors? Red is a very earthly color. And when they have painted the sari in red, they are talking about material wealth, material prosperity, material delights. And Laxmi says, it is your right to enjoy this. And the gold in Laxmi's sari looks at the divine abundance, the golden light that shines upon us all. Laxmi tells us through her sari, you have the right to bring into your life material wealth and spiritual wealth. There is a huge significance in the sari being red and gold. It is not only red, it is not only gold. Lakshmi wants us to know that material wealth cannot exist without spiritual wealth. If we are constantly focusing our attention upon amassing wealth, making ourselves powerful, following our ambitions, and we are forgetting the spiritual side of life, there will be such a huge imbalance that will occur that at some time in our life, we may be struck by poverty, by scarcity, by lack. Because unfortunately, it's only when we face trouble that we turn our attention to the spiritual. But Lakshmi says you do not need to face trouble. Allow yourself to enjoy both simultaneously. Don't make it one or the other. Don't spend all your days only doing some mantras, only praying, only living in an ashram. Lakshmi says, no, live in this world. And let the 24 hours of every day be spent in the pursuit, in the joyous pursuit of bringing into your life abundance that is material and spiritual. We know that Lakshmi's vehicle is the owl. Why? Why did the painter of yore, why did he or she, why did they paint the owl as Lakshmi's vehicle? There is a symbolism to this. It is important to understand the symbolism. Only then can we understand the energy of Goddess Lakshmi. The owl is the symbol of eternal wisdom. The owl is the only bird, in fact, I think, I may be wrong, but I think, is the only living creature that can turn right round. What does this mean? Lakshmi is telling us that our vehicle in this world, our vehicle of evolution, our vehicle of growth, our vehicle of personal development is wisdom. Wisdom that is not narrowly focused, but wisdom that is all encompassing. Let us look all around and let us understand the truth from all angles. If I say that your truth is wrong, then my version of the truth becomes very, very, very blinkered. We have to allow these blinkers to fall. We have to allow the filters to drop from our vision so that we can see the truth from all perspectives, from all angles. As adults, we can sit our children down and tell them stories from different cultures, different religions, different beliefs. Tell them stories from Indian cultures, tell them stories from the Korean culture, tell them stories from South America, from Africa, from Europe. Their visions will expand, their wisdom will deepen, and their lives will be enriched. Lakshmi is shown to us with 4 hands. There was no actual being on earth who had 4 hands. Today, if we see a being on earth with 4 hands, we'd probably call that being a freak. The artists of yesteryears painted Lakshmi with 4 hands with a very, very important message. Her 4 hands stand for dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Dharma. Lakshmi is telling us. Remember, her sari is red and gold, material and spiritual. Lakshmi is telling us that our dharma is very important. Out of our dharma comes our karma. How are we living this life? What are the actions we are following? What are we saying? What are we doing? How are we living? Are we living narrow lives of judgment, of opinion, of criticism, of shunning other people? Or are our lives all encompassing, embracing everyone? Are our actions kind, considerate? Through our actions, are we hurting others? Are we harming them? Or in fact, are we enriching their lives? So Lakshmi points out the very, very important aspect of dharma. It has to be a goal that our lives must have a very divine, positive purpose. And that brings us to artha. Artha is the goal, the purpose, the aim. What is the meaning of your life? Why are you here? Nothing in the universe is by random chance. So why are you here? Why are you here listening to this talk? At every minute, be very mindful. What is the meaning of my life? It is so important to identify for ourselves the meaning of your life. Once you have given your life meaning, then you shall live like that. I'll give you a small example. I have given my life the aim, the goal, the purpose of empowerment. As always, it starts with self and then moves outward. So my purpose in life is self-empowerment and empowerment of all whom I meet, man, woman, child, immaterial. So you have to choose, what is the arth of my life? What do I want it to be? Once you know that, once you determine the arth of your life, your actions, your dharma will follow accordingly. You will live the kind of life automatically, without trying hard. Automatically, you will live that kind of a life. And Lakshmi points out that to us, that there is no life on this earth that has no purpose. None of us have come without some meaning. You have to define your life. Once you define your life, that definition shall define your actions. And that brings us to the third hand of Lakshmi, and that is Kama. Kama is about love, it's about desire, it's about passion, it's about our emotions and our feelings. What kind of emotions and feelings do we have? Are we living our lives through the emotions of lust and envy and anger and greed? Or is there passion and creativity and love and joy? So she points out to us that don't suppress your emotions. Don't allow others to oppress you. Recognize your emotions and don't judge them as good and bad. We are all human beings. From time to time, we shall have the positive emotions and we shall express the not positive emotions. But we must recognize them. We must be able to see and acknowledge that within us these emotions exist. If there is rage in me, then my actions will be enraged, will be violent. If there is joy in me, my actions will be happy, filled with delight, and I shall pass the fun, the joy, and the delight on to others as well. As mothers, as fathers, as children, as teachers, we have to be so particular that we know our emotions. Because if there is rage in your heart, you pass on that rage to an innocent child, thus harming that child's self-esteem. It is our duty to remain positive, to remain in love with love. Remain in love with love. So that what we pass on to others, what we pass on to children, is a joyous experience, is a joyous energy. And when we are able to do that, we come to the fourth hand of Lakshmi, and that is moksha. Moksha is self-awareness and eternal self-realization. Only when I know who I am in this body will I know who I am as a divine being. If I don't even know this about me, how will I know my divine essence? So moksha starts from self-awareness and then proceeds and evolves into self-realization. And when there is moksha, when there is complete self-realization, there is freedom from form, there is freedom from matter, there is oneness with the divine light. So how will you live as Lakshmi every single day? You will become aware of your emotions, your actions, your purpose in life, and every moment be self-aware. You know, when we use words like, oh, I'm so sorry I said that, I didn't mean that. When you have these excuses coming out of your mouth, it means that you are not living in self-awareness. When you live in self-awareness, you are aware of every word that comes out of your mouth. And what is more important is that you are aware of how every word affects the other person. Is it hurting that human being? Is it harming the child? Or is it uplifting another? Is it empowering another? Is it enriching another? Is it embracing another? Every moment that you live like Lakshmi. Let your life proceed on the transportation of eternal wisdom. Do not ascribe to false truths of separation, and this is good and this is bad and this religion is better and that religion is not. Throw these concepts out of the window. They are bringing conflict into our world. And Lakshmi wants us to live as one, the red and the gold of her sari, material, living in harmony and unity with spirituality. Many people will ask me sometimes, I am doing so many Lakshmi mantras. I do the Bij mantra, I pray, I have the Lakshmi mantra always playing in my house, but money is just not coming in. What is happening? Oh my dear friends, if it was that easy to bring money into our homes, we would all be multi-billionaires. The money that comes into our families, into our homes, into our businesses, are symbolic about how spiritually abundant are you. Inside of you, is there a lack? Is there a scarcity? Inside of you, are you clean? You are cleaning your home for Lakshmi, but inside of you, are you clean? You are praying for money. Instead of that, pray for spiritual wealth. When there is spiritual wealth, money will come running to you. You will become a magnet. Continue your mantras if they give you comfort. But do not stop at your mantras. Remember Lakshmi's 4 hands. Every single day, every single hour of every single day, live like the goddess Lakshmi that you already are. You are Lakshmi. Live like Lakshmi. And now let's move on to Saraswati. She has often been called the goddess of wisdom, of knowledge, of learning, of music. Her highest essence, Saraswati's highest essence, is divine consciousness coming as a stream of energy into human, material, earthly creation. That is what Saraswati's energy is. Saraswati is the highest form of divine wisdom, of divine truth, of divine unity, of divine harmony. The highest form. And this divine wisdom, this divine knowledge, this divine truth, this divine unity comes down upon the streams of consciousness into your heart, into your mind, into your very being, and into your soul. Saraswati has been represented by our painters of yore as wearing a very simple white sari. Why? The truth of the Saraswati energy, because there was no human being ever called Saraswati. Saraswati is an energy vortex, it's a force. And when we pray to Saraswati, we are taking that energy into our beings. When we pray to Lakshmi, we are taking that energy into our beings. We are not praying to another being, we are praying to an energy. The white sari of Saraswati tells us that divine truth is simple and pure. White, the color of purity. And her simple white sari shows that there is no glamour, no show, no splendor, no empty vanity. Divine truth is simple and pure. And Saraswati asks you, you must identify this divine truth. Like Lakshmi tells you, identify your earth, your purpose of life. Saraswati tells you, identify your divine truth. What is the one simple truth that you live your life by? If you have not identified it as yet, it is time to do so now. What is the one really simple, not complicated, not convoluted, simple divine truth that you live by? I have identified my divine truth. All is one. One is all. I am everyone, and everyone is I. I attempt to live my life in this simplicity of this divine wisdom, of this divine truth. Of course, I have to admit I slip up so often. But then I remember the purpose of my life as the Lakshmi that I am. And when I remember the purpose of my life, the divine truth of the Saraswati that I am comes back to the fore again. You are Lakshmi. You are Saraswati. Don't just put them on your altars and pray to them. If you want to honor Lakshmi, if you want to honor Saraswati, if you want to honor Ganesha, you want to honor Buddha, you want to honor Zarathustra, you want to honor Muhammad, don't just pray to them. Live their truth. Live their message. Embody their energy. So Saraswati looks beyond what we call human truth, which is only Maya, which is illusion. Saraswati is the highest form of divine truth. And through this energy, we are made to see that everything that we hold so important, I must look good, I must dress in a certain way, I must have a certain car, I must have a certain kind of a house, I must behave like this, I must do that, I must not do that. All of this is an illusion. Earthly life is Maya. We are getting caught in Maya, in illusory desires. But remember what Lakshmi says. Even if they are illusory, enjoy them. But they have to be balanced with spiritual resources, with spiritual wealth. So Saraswati tells you, look beyond the illusion to what is the spiritual truth. That person whom you are condemning, that person whom you are criticizing, whom you are sneering at, whom you are insulting, whom you are humiliating. Look beyond the illusion and see the truth. He is divine, she is divine, just like you are. Before words of judgment, before words of abuse, before words of gossip come out of our mouths, Saraswati says, where is your knowledge? Again, you have been caught in the illusion of the ego and you are gossiping. Again, you have been caught in the illusion of the ego and you are talking against someone, talking behind their backs. Rise above the illusions and see the divine core in every single human being. When troubles continue to face us and they just do not leave our side, it means that we are getting caught in the illusions of the ego. We are looking at the person, we are looking at the actions, we are hearing the words. We are not paying attention to the divine core that is within us and the divine core that is within the others. And when we do not see the divine core in others, when we are entangled by the illusions of the ego, we are going to suffer strife and conflict and ill health and scarcity. These things shall come to our door because our eyes are blind to divine truth. Saraswati says, open your eyes wide and see the divinity in yourself and see the divinity in others. And that is why she is also shown with 4 hands. But with Saraswati, in every hand there is a different object. In one hand, there is a book. In another, there is a rosary. In a third, there is a pot, a water pot. And in the fourth, there is a veena, musical instrument. What do these symbols mean? They are only symbols, but they have a very deep meaning. The book in Saraswati's hand is a constant reminder. Pursue knowledge. Do not pursue gossip. Do not pursue rumor. Pursue knowledge. Pursue wisdom. The rosary in her hand tells us, spend some time of your day in prayer and meditation. Only when you every single day spend some time in prayer and meditation, only then can you rise above the illusions of the ego. In the third hand is a water pot. Saraswati is asking you to cleanse your dirt. These illusions of the ego make us dirty. We begin to think small. We talk in negative terms. We begin to fight with each other. We are egotistical. We boast about what we have. All of this makes us dirty. Our envy, our fear, our anger, our violence, our greed, our jealousy makes us dirty. And Saraswati says, clean yourself every day. Clean yourself every day. Remember, Lakshmi also reminds us with karma. What kind of emotions and feelings do you have? What kind of actions are you living with? So Saraswati is telling us, clean the dirt that is within you, not that is outside of you. We can so easily see the dirt and the negativity in someone else. It is so difficult for us to say, the dirt is in me, not in him, not in her, not in them. The dirt is in me. And when you acknowledge that, when you have knowledge of that, the book, the knowledge, when you have knowledge of that, you will begin to clean that dirt from inside. And the cleaner you are inside, the more light and love and happiness and peace you bring to yourself. And then there's the veena, the musical instrument. And Saraswati says, let every word that comes out of your mouth be like divine music. Music that soothes the souls of others. Music that brings harmony and oneness and unity. Music that spreads love and happiness. The veena is that symbol of divine music. Let every word, let the sound that come out of our mouths be music to someone else's ears. Let the sound of our voice empower, enrich, and uplift others. And Saraswati's vehicle is the swan. Indian mythology tells us that the swan is an amazing bird. And the swan can drink only the milk and leave the water behind. What does that mean? What does that mean? When the swan drinks only the milk and leaves the water behind. Saraswati's vehicle is, let your life proceed upon truth and leave the falseness behind. Let your life proceed upon purity and leave the baseness behind. Let your life be full and whole and wholesome and leave behind all that is adulterated and poisonous and venomous for you and for others. So be the Saraswati in your everyday life. You are Saraswati. You just don't know it. And because you don't know it, you don't live the goddess that you are. But now you know that you are Lakshmi, that you are Saraswati. From this moment onwards, let your life be the life of Lakshmi, the life of Saraswati. And then we come to Durga. What a strong, strong, strong goddess she is. The word Durga represents a power that is invincible. No one can defeat this power. The power of Durga is like a fortress. No enemy can enter that fortress. If you recognize that you are Durga, if you recognize and live the life of Durga, your inner power will be so strong that no words and no actions of others can come into your life and harm you. The energy of Durga that you live as will create a fortress around you, a shield that is so strong. Anyone else's negativity will come and hit that fortress and bounce back to them. They will not be able to enter the fortress. Your divine power, your divine force is Durga. The highest feminine principle of strength, the highest feminine principle of divine power is represented as Durga. She is shown riding a tiger or a lion after she has killed the demon. What does that mean? What is this symbol of? You can ride the wildest beast and be victorious when you kill the demons within you. See the repetition, my friends. Lakshmi tells us that, Saraswati tells us that, and now Durga tells us that. The dirt within us, the negative emotions within us, the illusions of the ego, the demons within us, we have to destroy them. Today there is war and bloodshed in our world. Why? Because instead of focusing upon the demons within us, we are looking at other people like demons and wanting to kill them. And the sad, sad truth is that we are passing this down to our children. We are making them believe that those who do not have their same skin color, caste, religion, gender, sexuality, riches, that they are all demons. We are making our children believe that differences means evil. And Durga, the goddess, is telling us the demons are not outside, the demons are inside. The demons are inside. You cannot be victorious in your life if the demons are still inside. But once you have found the demons within you and you have conquered them, then there is no wild beast that you cannot conquer. You shall always be victorious. You have the ability to battle any situation in your life. Remember, the God, the goddess that you worship will never bring into your life, will never bring into your life a calamity or a situation or a problem that you cannot be victorious over. You shall never face that kind of a situation. If a situation comes to your doorstep, along with the problem comes the solution. But the problem is that the solution lies inside and the problem lies outside. And we look outside at the problem and we forget to look inside at the solution. You are Lakshmi. You are Saraswati. You are Durga. You are love. You are wisdom. And you are power. It is through the womb of a woman that a child is born. Why? The goddess principle has abundance. The goddess principle has wisdom. The goddess principle has unity. The goddess principle has truth. The goddess principle has power. And a child that is born from the womb of a woman receives the goddess principle. The child is not only receiving nourishment from you, the child is receiving the goddess energy from you. It is our duty to ensure that our goddess principle is at its strongest. And when Durga was battling with the demons in one of her battles of the good versus the evil. Out of her third eye arose the energy of goddess Kali. This cosmic powerhouse, the cosmic mother. Durga helps us in our earthly plane. Kali rises and takes us ever upwards on our spiritual journey. Why did the divine artist, the inspired artist, why did he paint, why did she paint Kali as black? Black is no color. Black absorbs everything. Black absorbs everything and everything becomes nothing. And this is what Kali tells us to rise upwards to. Absorb everything and become nothing. You are neither then man or woman. You are not black. You are not white. You are not grey. You are not rich. You are not poor. You are just cosmic consciousness. Kali is the highest form of cosmic consciousness. She arose from the third eye of Durga as Durga fought the demons. And when you and I fight our demons, the Kali within us rises. The cosmic consciousness within us rises. And we evolve and we rise and we move along the rainbow bridge of ascension. Why has Kali been painted as nude? Because she has shed all illusions. There is nothing covering cosmic consciousness. Cosmic consciousness is bare and nude in its purity. Nothing covers cosmic consciousness. It does not need anything to cover it. Both Kali and Durga have often been painted with big eyes. Why? Open your eyes and look. See the number of illusions that you are caught in, that you are entangled in. Fight your demons, fight the illusions of the ego, and rise as Kali, the cosmic consciousness. You are all of this. But if you continue to think of yourself as just a woman, you shall not live like Laxmi or Saraswati or Durga or Kali. You are not only a woman, you are a woman. You are a woman who is Lakshmi. You are a woman who is Saraswati. You are a woman who is Durga, and you are Kali. For not 1 minute in your life should you forget this. And if you remember it, you shall ensure that every child who you come into contact with shall remember it as well. And soon our world shall be the place of conscious creation. Tomorrow is in your hands. And before we end for our meditation, let me read a few lines written by Ramakrishna Paramhansa. Is Kali my divine mother of a black complexion? She appears black because she's viewed from a distance. But when intimately known, she is no longer so. The sky appears blue at a distance, but look at it close by, and you will find that the sky has no color. The water of the ocean looks blue in the distance, but when you go near and take it in your hand, you find that the water is colorless. And so also, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga, and Kali, they are all colorless when we realize that they are all eternal streams of divine consciousness. And what we are going to do in this meditation, we are going to focus upon the images that we hold about them. But we are going to remember that even though we may be imagining these images, what we are drawing to ourselves is the energy of the goddess. I will give you a 2-minute break in case you need to have some water or refresh yourself, and then we'll all return for the meditation. Just a short, simple meditation. Hello everyone. I hope everyone is back. If you wish, you may lie down for this meditation. If you wish, you may remain seated. If you are remaining seated, please remove all footwear. You can sit either cross-legged or you can sit with both your bare feet firmly planted upon the ground. Whatever makes you comfortable. We shall take about 10-15 minutes maximum for this meditation. So take a posture that you will be comfortable in for the next 10 to 15 minutes. Through this meditation, if you would like to allow your imagination to focus upon the image of the goddesses, please feel free to focus upon that image, but remember, it is about inviting and taking into your being the energy. So don't get fixated and limited only upon the image. If you do not know the image, then allow your mind to focus itself upon, let us say, a color, if you wish, or just let it be blank. What you focus upon in your imagination, or you don't focus upon something in your imagination, is not as important as taking in the energies, following my voice. Even if you have never meditated before, let yourself be easy. Don't get anxious and worried. Will I be able to meditate? What will I have to do? This is a very simple meditation. If your thoughts come, other thoughts come during the meditation, don't worry about it. Let the thought come and let the thought go. Don't hold on to that thought. And don't be worried that a thought has come into your mind when you are meditating. It is absolutely okay. If you are comfortable, you may close your eyes. For those who are not comfortable closing their eyes, you can leave your eyes open. Take on a very, very comfortable posture and very gently begin to breathe in and out. With every in-breath, let all the tension, the stress of the day, let it all disappear. Let it vanish for just a few minutes. Make these few minutes only about you. Do not be concerned about anyone else. Let all thoughts of duties and responsibilities vanish for just a few minutes. This is about you and the goddess that you are. With every breath, remind yourself, I am the goddess. I am the goddess. There is peace and there is serenity. There is calm and there is harmony. There is love and there is happiness. You and the goddess that you worship are one. I am the goddess. I am the goddess. Breathing in and breathing out very gently, very slowly. Don't try and rush anything. There is no right and wrong way to meditate. Your way is the right way. Do not get concerned. Do not try to meditate like someone else does. You meditate in the way, at the place, at the time that you wish to. Where you meditate is the perfect place. How you meditate is the perfect way. When you meditate is the perfect time. Breathing in and out. I am the goddess. You can leave your hands gently in your lap or by your side. Once again, whatever makes you comfortable. If you wish to lean back against a support, please do so. Do not sit erect and uncomfortable. Be very comfortable. Be at peace. peace and love, harmony, happiness. These are your birthright. I am the goddess. Now, let us turn our attention to the energy of Goddess Lakshmi, the energy of abundance, of spiritual wealth and material prosperity. Imagine that you are also seated upon a pink lotus, the lotus that tells us that there may be a lot of dirt around you, but if there is purity in your heart, the beautiful flower of your goddess energy shall blossom. Focus upon Lakshmi. Breathe her energies into your being. Take deep breaths of her energy deep into your being. With every breath, be grateful for everything that Lakshmi has given you. Don't focus only upon what is absent in your life. Be grateful for everything that is present. Take this time to silently say thank you. Thank you for. Thank you for. Fill in the blanks. Say thank you. And after saying thank you, allow the goddess that you are to answer this question. What is the purpose of this life of mine? What is the purpose of this life of mine? Wait for the reply. It shall come. When you know the answer to this very important question, make a solemn promise to yourself that from this moment on, all your actions shall follow the purpose of your life, that you shall become aware of all your base emotions and you shall get rid of them. Promise yourself that every moment will be a moment of mindfulness when you are aware of yourself, so that every moment of self-awareness takes you upon the road to moksha, self-realization. Breathe in this energy of truth, self-recognition, self-awareness, and turn this self-awareness to those areas of your life where something is missing. Is it money? Is it a happy relationship? Is it health? Is it success? Is it laughter? Is it fulfillment? Whatever is missing in your life, become aware that it is missing because you are not living as Lakshmi. If there is absence of health, breathe in the abundance of health into you. If there is absence of harmony and love, breathe in harmony and love into you. If there is absence of money and fulfillment, breathe in the abundance of resources into you. I am Lakshmi. I enjoy material abundance. I am abundant in spiritual resources. I am Lakshmi. Bow your head in gratitude to the energy of Lakshmi. And now draw in the energy of Saraswati, the highest feminine principle of divine wisdom, divine truth, divine music, divine creation. Breathe in the energies of Saraswati. Breathe them in deeply into your being. And ask yourself very honestly, do my words hurt others, harm others? Do I use my words to uplift, nurture, empower, and enrich others? I am Saraswati. Am I living my life in wisdom or in ignorance? I am Saraswati. Am I aware of all the dirt inside of me that I must clean now? And let us clean some of that dirt just now, together in this collective feminine consciousness. Think of 3 emotions, 3 feelings that you're not very proud of. Is it rage, greed, envy, violence, jealousy? Is it grief, despair, hopelessness, anxiety, fear, depression, choose the three that come to your mind immediately. And as you focus upon Saraswati, use her energies to clean these three base emotions. You may, if you wish, imagine them like three large, dirty stains. And from her water pot, clean, pure water is pouring upon these stains, and very gently, in circular motions, you are cleaning the dirt. I am Saraswati. I am Saraswati. I clean the dirt from inside of me so that my life is an example of cleanliness, of purity, of goodness, of music, of beauty, of creation, of harmony, of unity, of love, of oneness. I am Saraswati. I choose to move beyond the illusions of the ego and dwell in the consciousness of divine wisdom, divine harmony. I am Saraswati. Bowing your head in gratitude for the Saraswati energy, we now invite the strong Durga. As you focus upon Durga, breathe in the energies of Durga. I am Durga, I am strong. There is no weakness in me. I am not powerless. I have all the answers within me. I am not oppressed. I shall not be oppressed. I suppress nothing of my goddesshood. I rise in my strength. I rise in my power. I am Durga. As you breathe in the energies of Durga, bring to your awareness those areas of your life where you are facing difficulties, problems, failures, and defeats. Send Durga's energies to these areas of your life, so that where you feel weak, you can now know that you are strong. Where you thought you were defeated, you now know that you can be victorious. Where you thought you had failed, you now know that you shall succeed. I am Durga. I fight the demons that are within me fearlessly. I acknowledge my flaws. I acknowledge my faults. I fight the demons within me fearlessly. I blame no one. I take ownership of my life. I take ownership of the kind of life I am living. I take charge of my life. I am Durga. I take the charge. I take the ownership. I take the responsibility to bring in fullness, to bring in happiness, to bring in success. And as I continue to breathe in the energies of Durga, I arise as Kali, the feminine principle of cosmic consciousness, of cosmic creation. Kali has her leg upon Shiva because she knows that without her, Shiva is inert, lifeless. Shiva cannot be without Kali. Shiva needs consciousness. Shiva needs creation. Using the energies of Kali as you focus upon her and breathe the Kali energies into you. I am Kali. I erase all karma. I erase time. I erase illusions of the earthly dimension. I am Kali. I am cosmic consciousness. I am Durga. I am Kali. I am Lakshmi. I am Saraswati. I am divine power. I am divine wisdom. I am divine love. I am divine truth. I am cosmic consciousness. I am the goddess that I am. Remain in silence, experiencing the energy of the goddess that you are. And very, very gently, you can now open your eyes. Thank you, goddesses. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this collective consciousness. Thank you for being the goddess that you are. And thank you for nurturing all other goddesses.